Kenyan youth has finally won. Kenyan Gen Z, they finally won. Let me explain. I've been giving you updates of what has been happening in Kenya, how Kenyan youth have been protesting against the financial bill passed by their government, which is supposed to be signed on July 1st. So the Kenyan youth took it to the street to protest against that financial bill. The protest later turned to revolution as the Kenyan president were not responding to the youth. The Kenyan president William Ruto made the matter worse when he said that the protest has been hijacked by criminals. So these youth got angry and said that the president is calling them criminals, so they increased the pressure.
And petitioning of public authorities by a section of law-abiding citizens of the Republic of Kenya was infiltrated and hijacked by a group of organized criminals.
Don't also forget that the Kenyan protesters took over the government house. They chased all their lawmakers away. All the politicians left. Some of their politicians left the country with helicopter. The Kenyan government also released the military to be able to calm the protests down, but it was getting worse. At least more than 35 people lost their life at the process of that protest, which later turned to revolution. Remember why the Kenyan government was doing everything to make sure the youth leave the streets, using police and army and every other force they could get. The youth did not leave the streets. Although a lot of people lost their life, a lot of people were arrested, a lot of people injured, but that did not break the spirit of Kenyan youth. But finally, the Kenyan youth won, as the Kenyan president William Ruto has finally agreed not to sign the financial bill.
Consequently, having reflected on the continuing conversation around the content of the Finance Bill 2024 and listening keenly to the people of Kenya who have said loudly that they want nothing to do with this Finance Bill 2024, I concede, and therefore I will not sign the 2024 Finance Bill, and it shall subsequently be withdrawn, and I have agreed with these members that that becomes our collective position.
Remember, the Kenyan government used every force they could get. They used the military, they used the police, they used almost all their force to get the youth off the streets, but they did not go. They stood their ground. They were arrested, they were tear gassed, everything was done to them. They even used police water pump against them, but the Kenyan youth did not leave the streets. Remember, what is making Kenyan youth protest is like 10% of what is happening in Nigeria. It's only financial bill they want to pass in Kenya that Kenyan youth came out and chased their lawmakers away. The Kenyan youth made them understand that power still belongs to the people. They have made the president come out and withdraw his word. Do you know what it means, the president come out and say, because of this youth, because of what you people have done, you people are making this country ungovernable for me, so I withdraw this financial bill. I will not sign it again. I think at this moment we can now agree to call Kenyans giant of Africa, because should we call them giant of Africa? Is Nigeria still the giant of Africa? I don't see it, because Nigerian youth are online dragging 30 BG and FC. Every video is better than Wizkid. We have a long way to go as a nation, Nigeria. Remember, the police could not stop them. The military could not stop them. In fact, the Kenyan youth chased the police away. You can see it in this video now. The United Nations got involved because they said we've never seen this kind of unbroken spirit. Remember, the Kenyan youth did not talk about ethnicity, did not talk about tribe, they did not talk about religion. It was one goal: to get the government to reverse this financial bill. And they succeeded. They did what? They succeeded. They did what? They succeeded. There was no ethnicity, I'm Igbo or I'm Yoruba. There was nothing like I'm Christian or I'm Muslim. They had one common goal, which is a national goal. And they came out and they stood on it. They stood their ground. They withstand all the pressure. When they told them to go back, they came back. They are called the Gen Z, the coconut head. I wish the Nigerian government can learn from what is happening in Kenya, because one day, that smoke, if it come house. I no talk more than this, so Nigerians, use your ear and use your brain. But before you do that, remember to
enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.